So, there's so much to review. Jeez. At least last night I got rid of the worst freaking thing ever. I refactored this page. I had so many overlapping pages on this stuff right here with other classes. It was such a hassle to just do that. So it was annoying. But it's done. Anyway, let's see. So preparation, review the materials from. Okay. Complete all lessons, labs, and activities. Okay, that one lab didn't work. I really don't want to do that. And then a practice again. Well, I'm getting 20% correct on this. That is for sure. I wish there was a better like reset button that would reset the counter and this to just like the beginning. Oh, I gotta do this. Okay. Okay. Exam details. Number of questions, maximum of 90. Oh, there's a lot of questions. The other ones were like, what, 70? This is max of 90. Multiple choice and performance-based, 90 minutes. Mostly multiple choice, a few performance-based at the start, and some drag and drop. How many though? What's on the exam? Oh wait, hold up, let me, YouTube live control panel and the chat, I gotta open up. Okay, there we go. So you should review the exam objectives. Exam objectives are broken down into groups called domains. Each domain for this exam makes up different proportion. So networking concepts, 23%. So this will be the most, or this? Wait, what? Okay, I'll just refer to the document, whatever. Networking implementation, network operations, network security, network troubleshooting. Oh, a lot of troubleshooting. Oh, I feel like that's gonna be the hardest part. Maybe, I don't know. You just gotta know all the concepts, and then if you know how they work, then I guess you can figure out what will be wrong, what might be going wrong. So after you take the practice exam, you'll get a report that lists how well you did in each domain, it looks like. And that's where you can focus your studies. So I don't want to study too much before I take this, but I definitely have to review. I think I want to review everything and then do the questions. There's a lot of practice questions. So I think I'm going to go through this once just to get a quick refresher. But it's not going to be enough where it's like actually studying to remember everything. It's at least going to be a refresher though. And then practice materials. So exam practice assessments for each domain of the exam objectives will help you practice both knowledge-based questions and skills-based learning. Skills practice is a lab-based practice assessment. Solidifies the type of skills measured on the exam. Practice exam is a full practice exam. It has the same length and type of questions you'll see on the official exam. While the practice exam does not include the exact questions as the certification exam, will help you measure your understanding of the topics. Okay, and then you'll get, okay. Exam objectives. Okay, so this now just breaks it down more. Networking concepts. Explain the OSI model. Physical layer, data link layer, network layer, transport layer, session layer, presentation layer, application layer. Okay, so this is just everything. Okay, so then compare and contrast networking appliances, applications, and functions. So physical and virtual appliances, router, switch, firewall, IDS, IPS, load balancer, proxy, NAS, SAN, wireless, access point, and controller. Applications, a CDN, functions, VPN, QoS, time to live. Summarizing cloud concepts and connectivity options. Network functions, virtualization, VPC, network security groups, network security lists, cloud gateways, internet gateway, NAT gateway, cloud connectivity options, VPN, direct connect, deployment models, public, private, hybrid, service models, SaaS, IaaS, PaaS, elasticity, scalability, multi-tenancy. Explain common networking ports, protocol services, traffic types, ports and protocols. FTP 20 and 21. SFTP 22, Secure Shell 22, Telnet 23, SMTP, DNS, DHCP, TFTP, HTTP, NTP, SNMP, LDAP, HTTPS, SMB, syslog, SMTPS, LDAP-S, SQL server, RDP, SIP. Internet protocol types, ICMP, TCP, UDP, GRE, IPsec, authentication header, encapsulating security payload, ESP, and IKE, Internet Key Exchange. Traffic types, unicast, multicast, anycast, broadcast. Damn, this is a lot of stuff. Transmission media and receivers, wireless 802.11 standard, cellular, satellite, wired, 802.3 standard, single mode versus multi-mode, fiber, direct attached copper cable, twin axial, coaxial cable speeds, plenum versus non-plenum. For transceivers, protocol, Ethernet, fiber channel, form factors, SFP, QSFP, connector types, SC, LC, ST, multi-fiber push-on, MPO, register jack 11, RJ45, F-type, bayonet Neal concealment, BNC. Network topologies, architectures, types, mesh, hybrid, star and hub, spoke, spine and leaf, point-to-point, three-tier hierarchical model with the core, distribution, and access layers, collapsed core, traffic flows north, south, east, west. Given a scenario, use appropriate IPv4 network addressing, public versus private, APIPA, RFC 1918, loopback/localhost, subnetting, variable length subnet mask, classless inter-domain routing, IPv4 address classes, class A, B, C, D, E. Summarize evolving use cases for modern networks. Software-defined network and software-defined wide area networks. Application-aware, zero-touch provisioning, transport-agnostic, central policy management. Virtual extensible local area network, or VXLAN. Data center interconnect, DCI, layer 2 encapsulation, zero-trust architecture, policy-based authentication, authorization, least privilege. Secure access, secure edge, SACE/security service edge, SSE, infrastructure as code, automation, playbooks, templates, reusable tasks, configuration, drift, compliance, upgrades, dynamic inventory, source control, version control, central repository, conflict identification, branching. Jeez, this is all just one section, module 1. Domain 1. Mitigating address exhaustion, compatibility requirements, tunneling, dual stack, NAT64, explain characteristics of routing technologies, static routing, dynamic routing, BGP, EIGRP, OSPF, route selection, administrative distance, prefix length, metric, address translation, NAT, PAT, First hop redundancy protocol, FHRP, virtual IP, VIP, sub interfaces. Given a scenario, configure switching technologies and features. VLAN, VLAN database, SVI, interface configuration, native LAN, voice VLAN, 802.1q tagging, link aggregation, speed, duplex, spanning tree, MTU, jumbo frames. Jeez, I don't even want to read through all this. Given a scenario, select and configure wireless devices and technologies. Channels, channel width, non-overlapping channels, regulatory impacts 802.11h, frequency options 2.4 gigahertz, 5 gigahertz, 6 gigahertz, band steering, SSID, BSSID, ESSID, network types, mesh networks, ad hoc, point-to-point infrastructure, encryption, Wi-Fi protected access 2, WPA3, guest networks, captive portals, authentication, PSK versus enterprise, antennas, omnidirectional versus directional, autonomous versus lightweight access point, explain important factors of physical installations, important installation implications, locations, IDF, MDF, rack size, port side exhaust / intake cabling, patch panel, fiber distribution panel, lockable, power, UPS, PDU, power load, voltage, environmental factors, humidity, fire suppression, temperature. Network operations, domain 3. 3.1, explain the purpose of organizational processes and procedures. Documentation, physical versus logical diagrams, rack diagrams, cable maps and diagrams, network diagrams, layer 1, 2, and 3, asset inventory, hardware and software licensing, warranty support, IP address management, IPAM, service level agreement, SLA, wireless survey, heat map, lifecycle management, end of life, end of support, software management, patches and bug fixes, operating systems, firmware, decommissioning, change management. I really don't want to read all this, but I think I'm gonna have to go. I'm already more than halfway through, I think. Configuration management, production configuration, backup configuration, baseline / golden configuration. Given a scenario, use network monitoring technologies, methods, SNMP, traps, management information base, versions, V2C, V3, community strings, authentication, flow data, packet capture, baseline metrics, anomaly alerting notification, log aggregation, syslog collector, SIEM, API integration, port mirroring, solutions, network discovery, ad hoc, scheduled, traffic analysis, performance monitoring, availability monitoring, configuration monitoring. Explain disaster recovery, DR metrics, recovery point objective, recovery time objective, mean time to repair, mean time between failures. DR sites, cold site, warm site, hot site, high availability approaches, active, passive. Testing, tabletop exercises, validation tests. Given a scenario, implement IPv4 and IPv6 services. Dynamic addressing, DHCP, reservation scope, lease time options, relay/IP helper exclusions. Stateless address auto configuration or SLAC. Then we've got name resolution, DNS, DNS security extensions, DNS over HTTPS and DNS over TLS, record types, address A, quad A, CNAME, mail exchange, text, name server, pointer, zone types, forward, reverse, authoritative versus non-authoritative, primary versus secondary, recursive, host files, time protocols, NTP, PTP, NTS, compare and contrast network access and management methods, site-to-site VPN, client-to-site VPN, client list, split tunnels versus full tunnel, connection methods, SSH, GUI, API, console, jump box / host, in-band versus out-of-band. That was building up. I barely muted in time. In-band versus out-of-band. Okay, network security. Logical security, encryption, data in transit, data at rest, certificates, PKI, self-signed, identity and access management, authentication, multi-factor authentication, single sign-on, Radius, LDAP, SAML, TACAX Plus, time-based authentication, authorization, least privilege, role-based access control, geofencing, physical security, camera locks, deception technologies, honeypot, honeynet. Common security terminology, risk, vulnerability, exploit, threat, CIA triad, audits and regulatory compliance, data locality, PCI DSS, GDPR, network segmentation and enforcement, IoT and industrial IoT, SCADA systems, ICS, Operational technology, guest, bring your own device. Summarize various types of attacks and their impact on the network. DOS, DDoS, VLAN hopping, MAC flooding, ARP poisoning, ARP spoofing, DNS poisoning, rogue devices and services, DHCP, AP, evil twin, on-path attacks, social engineering, phishing, dumpster diving, shoulder surfing, tailgating, malware, apply network security features, defense techniques and solutions, device hardening, disable unused ports and services, change default passwords, network access control, port security, 802.1x, MAC filtering, key management, security rules, ACLs, URL filtering, content filtering, zones, trusted versus untrusted, screen subnet, module 5 or domain 5, network troubleshooting, methodologies, identify the problem, gather information, question users, identify symptoms, determine if anything has changed, duplicate the problem if possible, approach multiple problems individually, establish a theory of probable cause, question the obvious, consider multiple approaches, top to bottom / bottom to top OSI model, divide and conquer, test the theory to determine the cause. If theory is confirmed, determine next steps and resolve problem. If it's not confirmed, establish a new theory or establish a plan of action to resolve the problem, identify potential effects, implement solution and escalate as necessary, verify full system functionality and implement preventative measures, document findings, actions, outcomes, and lessons learned throughout the process. Troubleshoot common cabling and physical interface issues. For cable issues, incorrect cable, single mode versus multi-mode, category 5678, STP versus UTP, signal degradation, crosstalk interference, attenuation, improper termination, TX-RX transposed. For interface issues, increasing interface counters, cycle redundancies check, CRC, runts, giants, drops, port status, error disabled, administratively down, suspended. Hardware issues, PoE, power budget exceeded, incorrect standard, transceivers mismatch, signal strength. Given a scenario, troubleshoot common issues with network services. Switching issues, STP, network loops, bridge, route bridge selection, port roles, port states, incorrect VLAN assignment, ACLs. Route selection, routing table, default routes, address pool exhaustion, incorrect default gateway, incorrect IP address, duplicate IP address, incorrect subnet mask. Create a scenario, troubleshoot common performance issues, congestion / contention, bottlenecking, bandwidth, throughput capacity, latency, packet loss, jitter, wireless. Interference, channel overlap, signal degradation or loss, insufficient wireless coverage, client disassociation issues, roaming, misconfiguration. Given a scenario, use the appropriate tool or protocol to solve networking issues. For software tools, we got protocol analyzer, command line, ping, trace route, NS lookup, TCP dump, dig, netstat, IP config, IF config, ARP, nmap, LLDP / CDP, speed tester. Hardware tools, you got toner, cable tester, taps, Wi-Fi analyzer, visual fault locator. Basic networking device commands, show MAC address table, show route, show interface, show config, show ARP, show VLAN, show power. And that is everything, my friend. Wow, that is a lot. That's a lot. What is this? Oh, course mapping with the objectives. Bro, okay, dude, like, I don't need that. How to take the certification exam. Scheduled through Pearson View. Where do I take it? Local testing or at home office. What do I bring? 2 forms of identification. You can use a white paper or laminated paper with expo marker or whiteboard marker. No notes allowed, obviously no personal items. All computer based. Okay, how do I... Oh, so even at the place it's computer based? Oh, that obviously, yeah, that makes sense. How soon after the exam will I know whether I passed? You receive the results as soon as you complete it. That's what I love. That's the best part. It's just to know right away. If I don't pass, can I retake it? Typically no waiting period before you take the second exam. However, third and subsequent attempts have a waiting period. Okay. We gotta pass on the first try, bro. So that, you know. And we gotta pass it soon. I've got like a few days, bro. Before the exam. Prepare a short review sheet for the exam. Contain reference tables, information that you have trouble remembering. Shortly before you start the exam, study your notes as the last minute review. Okay. Double check the address and ID requirements of your testing center. Arrive 20 minutes early. I'm doing it at home. Once the exam is started, try these tips. Read each question slowly and carefully. If you're unsure of the question's answer, eliminate the obviously incorrect answers first. If a question has you stumped, you can flag it and return to it later. Strategy can help you get through all the questions you know before figuring out ones you don't know. If you have time, review your answers before going on to the next question. If you're reviewing a question, make sure you know exactly why if you're changing a question, make sure you know you're positive that the answer is wrong before you change it. If you can't explain it to yourself why you need to change it, then just leave it. Most of the time, your first instinct is correct. Use the scratch pad. You'll be given an erasable marker and whiteboard. Okay. Immediately after exam starts, write down anything that could be useful to reference during the exam. This is a time to remember what you studied on your review sheet. The information on the review sheet should be fresh in your mind because you just did a quick review. Write lists, reference tables, and other vital information on the paper. Don't spend a lot of time, just a minute or two writing. Okay. Oh man, this exam just got so much. It's not that I can't do it, it's just that I'm trying to do it so quickly, or at least review from where I am now to the exam point is so much to study. That's the thing, in a very short amount of time. 3 different types of practice assessments. Exam practices align with a single domain for the exam objectives. Questions and labs are pulled from the course that map to a specific exam domain. Score report at the end of the exam shows the exam objectives whether the student performed well or poorly, allowing for targeted study. If these exams are repeated, different questions will appear for students. This allows students to practice areas where they feel weaker. Each exam practice has 20 items in random order and an 80% passing score. Okay, 20 items, random order, 80% passing. So just like all the little quizzes were basically throughout the whole thing. Skills practice, though, is a comprehensive skills-based practice assessment that uses simulation labs from the courses as items. Where the domain practice assessments practices primarily knowledge-based skills practice designed to allow students to demonstrate skills and abilities. It also functions as a practice competency assessment. Practice test is a full practice certification exam, just like the actual exam. 90 questions and PBQs, 90-minute limit. Okay. Oh, okay, now it's just the first one that you can start. 20 minutes, 80%. So let me create a plan of study. This obviously, all these need to be done. I'm just gonna add to this. Tomorrow's the 28th. Definitely not taking an exam tomorrow because I know nothing. All I did was take comprehensive notes on everything and read through everything, and that took forever. Now I have to study everything. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is just read through all my notes. Read through all notes. Just everything. Just one time read through, just kind of refresh the material. That's going to be step 1. I wrote all the notes. Now let me just go through just refresh everything. This will also give me ability to kind of know where my notes are structured, where to go to look for stuff, get me familiar with my notes. This worked very well with the A+ for me, very well, and with just other exams as well. So this worked for actually all my classes because this is what I've been doing, and it works very well so far. And I never start this. I never start it. I never do. Why even use it if I will never start it? So annoying. Read through all my notes. I don't know how long it's gonna take. I feel like that's a lot to read through. Okay, read through all my notes. Then I will do complete Cert Master Learn exam, complete Cert Master Practice exam. Okay, hold on. So this is, let me go to here. This tells me what I want to do. Review all the materials from this. Okay, I just did all these. Complete all lessons, labs, and activities in the Perform before practicing your assessment. 2 practice exams are available. Multiple attempts in both practice exams are allowed. Okay. First practice exam. Schedule 90 minutes in Cert Master Perform. Complete B2-7 practice test. Is that... Oh, this thing. Okay. So that's the actual practice exam. So there's all these little just specific based on each domain. So 5 of these things that are just 20 questions on each domain. And 20 times 5 is 100. So basically like the practice exam kind of. I'm gonna read through. Why is this different order? Oh, okay. Well, okay, so they want me to do this in a different order here. So they want me to review, okay, no, that's the stuff I just read. Just like the weird, like how it works stuff. Okay, that's what I just read. Then they want me to take the actual practice exam first and review my results, which no one's getting 90% or better, so I'll have to for sure. If you scored less than 90%, develop a plan for studying. May recommend or review work and perform skills practice competency. After that, domain review, assess your strengths with targeted practice, and then they want me to do the practice stuff. I feel like I'm not ready whatsoever at all to do the exam, dude. I'm gonna get like 5 questions right. I don't remember a single thing I learned from all of this stuff. No way. There's way too much to remember right now. And then schedule the final practice exam, which is in practice, because there's perform, right? This is exam practice 1. What are these linking to, bro? Because there's too many things that's... Okay, so this is linking to these things. Okay, the same thing here, these things, exam practice. Because there's also, so this is perform, Cert Master Perform, and then there's Cert Master Practice. Okay. So, what is this? This is just a section of those practice exams, I think. Come on. Oh, I'm getting so close to taking this exam and just being done with it, bro. Okay, come on, load for me. Load for me. You can do it. Just to go to the same page, bro. What is this? Skills practice. What section is this? Oh, okay, I see. 14 questions? Oh, this is the labs thing. Hold on, so what is it? Okay. There's no... Oh, here. So they don't recommend even doing these full things at all. What is this? On March 29, Cert Master. Okay, none of these practice. Why not none of these practice things? Just the practice test. This was pretty good for me. I found that these questions for the A+, for both the A+ exams, aligned pretty well with the exam. And I did pretty poor on these, but I just kept going through these until I could remember them, and that helped a lot for the exam. As well as the Cert Master Learn, but I don't have the Cert Master Learn for this. I just have Cert Master Perform. So we'll see how these work. I don't know. So what do I want to do? Because it's telling me to do the exam first. There's no way. I feel like I should do all these first. At least these first. And this wouldn't even be enough. But at least that, and then take the exam. Okay. I'm gonna indent these. Study. Read through all my notes first. Just to get a blanket general refresher. Then I'm doing exam practice 1, networking concepts, exam practice 2. Okay, I'm just gonna do this. I'm not gonna do that. 3, 4, and 5. So read through all the notes, then I'll do these practice domain reviews and see how I do on those. I feel like I'm gonna do terrible. Then after that, I just gotta go into the first practice exam for sure. Which has 2. It has 2? Oh no, there's 2, but what was it telling me here? Yeah, there's 2 practice exams, one in the perform and one in the practice. Okay. I like the practice one. They're 2 kind of different kinds, so I like them. So I'm gonna do read objectives document. So I'm going to reread the objectives document to see which specific things I want to focus on. Then take the first practice test. So I'm going to do cert, just to distinguish it, Cert Master Perform practice test. Wait, that's here. Okay. Okay, so get rid of that. That's already here. Cert Master Learn exam, we don't even have Learn. They replaced it with Perform. So I'm gonna change that to Perform, because we don't even have access to Learn. This is Perform now. Cert Master Perform. Because there is a Learn, and they seem like they're the same things, just this is from Test Out that they bought. Because they had their own thing called Cert Master Learn, which I used for A+. It looks like this is from Test Out, so they bought Test Out, and they renamed that program to Cert Master Perform. So the Network Plus does have Cert Master Learn and Perform, which seemed to me, after going through both of them, Learn for the A+ and Perform for Network Plus, that they're the same thing. I mean, not exactly the same, but their own versions of the same idea. Whereas Learn is, you have all the materials, like the notes, you read through it, you have practice questions, and you have PBQs after each section or module or topic, however often they want to space that out. You have those. And then at the end, I think you have more practice questions, or you might not have. Maybe it just uses the practice questions that's already throughout the thing. I don't quite remember that. But there is a practice exam at the end of it. There's also some other additional stuff with Cert Master Learn. Like you can play different memory games to learn the concepts. You can do like flashcards or matching or yeah, and there's like flashcards integrated into it, so you don't have to create your own. So it has all these kind of a little bit of extra stuff, these little goodies for studying. Whereas Perform, which I suppose is from Test Out, is kind of like the same thing. You go through, you have all the notes. You also have videos where there's videos, just like the other one has videos too. Here you also have quizzes and labs. Not so much PBQs, but they have labs that they walk through. A lot of labs in this one. And then this seems to have at the end some more practice exam questions and a practice test. So very similar, but this doesn't have the extra kind of study tools like the games and flashcards and whatnot. So, I mean, very similar in terms of structure. So anyway, so I'm gonna do these. If I can read through all my notes, go through all the practice, depending on how I do on these, probably like be reviewing, going back to my notes to kind of get a better understanding to whatever's I'm like getting wrong or not remembering. After each one, I'll be like, oh, I had no idea what this was, XYZ. Let me go into my notes, reread some of this stuff, okay, whatever. So I'll be just inherently reviewing my notes again after each one of these, but I need to at least start with the first read through, just to get a baseline, because I don't remember nothing. Read the objectives so that way I can hyper focus on only the things I need to know. Just get familiar with them. Although this would probably be more important to do this before I study. But anyway, I'm just gonna either this will come here or here, but I feel like it's good to just review that at some point. I'll just put it at the end there. Then take the Perform exam. We'll definitely not get 90% on my first try. We'll probably get like 60% if I'm lucky. And so I'll just keep studying. Now the problem when you do it over again is like you can just memorize the answers and the questions. So it's not a good thing. So if you take it once, you do bad, you take it again, you get like an 80, 90, you start getting up there. It's not the best because it doesn't mean you actually know it, you're kind of just memorizing it. But it doesn't matter because if you can memorize it, then take the exam tomorrow and you can just ride the memorization wave. Well, as long as you're getting it right and passing, that's all really that matters. But anyway, so the first try is really going to be the most important score. I'll get a report, and then I'll probably want to review all my notes. So I'll probably just start... Yeah, this can be a loop here. So keep doing this. Is there a highlight the whole line thing with one command? I don't think there is. I mean, there's this. If I'm at the front or end, I can do that. But if I'm just like here, can I just like... I don't know. Okay. So at this step, I'm gonna take the exam, get my report because I know I'm not gonna hit 90, and then redo. Oops. Then redo this as like a loop. Do this again. Probably not the exam practices, but at least read through my notes according to my report. And then take it again. See if I improve. If I need to take it again, then before I do so, I'll read through my notes again, focus on the things I'm not getting right. Like hyper focus on the study portion with my notes, okay? On the specific concepts. And just keep doing this loop basically back and forth until I hit 90% on this. Then they want me to go straight up to the next exam. And see how I do on this one, on the practice, Cert Master practice. I guess that could make sense. I really do like the Cert Master practice modules here. I want to do these just to be sure. This is gonna be a whole day thing. I remember this one time took me a whole week to do. That's because I was not going hard, but I feel it says 9 hours to complete, so I feel like I can just do this in a whole day. Just do a 9-hour session, just going through this whole thing. That could be worth it. But I'll probably do this exam. I probably won't get 90%, so then I'll do the Cert Master Practice modules. I'll just call them that, Cert Master Practice modules. And then, so then I'll do this loop here. Or I'll do this. I'll just add this here so it makes sense as a loop. Use report to review notes. Yeah. So I'll keep doing this loop until I hit the 90%. Then I'll move on to this step and I'll just go straight to the next exam just to see how it's like. Because if I hit 90%, that's good enough to take the next exam. That's going to be the biggest struggle, is just trying to get that first 90%. This one, probably won't hit 90%. It's a different exam, different types of questions. I won't be writing off the memorization from this. So that's okay. Then I'll go down to the Cert Master Practice modules. That's going to be a huge help. And then basically just do this loop. Cert Master Practice modules are pretty good because it shows you how much you get right and wrong, like this green progress bar, and you can kind of just maximize all those to green, so you can kind of just focus on what, after you go through all of them, you can keep redoing the ones that you're not really looking good on, and then get 90% on this, then schedule, and then take. Okay, I like this. I like this approach. This is a lot of work though, but let me see. Let me just plan this out here. This I can do in one day. Keep doing that. I need to do Alt. All this I can do in a day. So that's a day 2. So 1 day, 2 days. This is just part of whatever day. I can just do this and this. This will be day 3. Most likely have to review my notes and do this again. So day 3. Day 4. Day 4, and then start this. This can be done in a whole day. It's 9 hours. If I start from the beginning of the day till the end of the day, I can finish it. But if I do the exam that day and then do into this, I might not finish this one then. And I don't know how many days it's going to take to review. Honestly, the review is probably going to be a whole day. So this will be a day. Do this, and then review, and is a day. And then take it again. I don't know how many days it's going to take for me to hit 90 of studying and doing the looping of this. But I just got to go and try. Dang, that's a lot of work. Ugh. It's just a lot of material to study on this. That's fine. Okay. I think we just got to start doing this, and then once I can get through all of this and start going through here, that's going to be a big accomplishment. Then it's just like, then just take the practice exam. And then just get into the loop of like refreshing what I need to know, hyper optimizing for the exam, get that 90, move on to the next one. I really just want to get to this as fast as possible because these practice modules are really helpful. But I want to not just do them and then take the exams. I want to take the exam, see what I'm really bad on, and then really hyper optimize and focus on what I need to know. But this is going to be a while. It's gonna be like a week, at minimum 1 week. There's no way let's see, I got a calendar here. Oh, it's so good. Okay, I've got until April 4th. It's going to take me at least, it's I'm not doing it before April 4th. It's just not possible. But hopefully I'll be in a really good position by April 4th. This will be the fastest I can do it, April 4th. And I mean by like scheduling the exam for this day would be the fastest. Likelihood, not likely that I'm scheduling exam for the 4th. Like I'll be ready to do it. Probably not, but I don't know. Which means that I'll have to give myself a couple days, probably going into April, what is it? Okay, 4th here, so sometime here, which means my next class, I'm gonna have to fly through it. But there's no exam, which is a good thing. I can hopefully just do the project, kind of just quickly, speeding through it. Not looking great. Does not look great. But the best thing is that it's not an exam, so that kind of gives me hope. Okay, well, I'm just gonna focus on this. I'm just gonna focus on this. I like what I have here to do this, okay? I like the approach. That's what I'm gonna do. This one is already new. New is now 4-4. Just keep on pushing this back, bro. That's crazy. Alright. Whatever. I just gotta do it. I gotta stop, like, not procrastinating, just like, it is like pushing this off. I just don't want to get into it. It's just so much to read through. Anyway, I just gotta do it. All right, I'm gonna start on this. Honestly, if I get through all of this today, I feel like there's a lot that I won't be able to, but maybe I might be able to. If I get through all of this. I had a late day today, yesterday, all of that crap. But if I can get through all of it, what's today, Thursday? Get through all of this today, then this I can easily all do tomorrow. And then do whatever study, and then like review notes while doing all of this tomorrow. But that's only if I get through all this. And if I don't, I can still then finish this tomorrow and probably still have time to do all this. So that means Saturday I'm gonna do this. So Friday, Saturday, okay, tomorrow, today read notes, tomorrow finish up whatever I don't get done, and then do all the practice sections, those practice, domain practices. And then Saturday, the first exam, and then review my results and study. Sunday is always not gonna be a lot done on that day, so most likely it'll just be some more reviewing, probably, since I'll probably not hit 90%. So Sunday will just be some touching up on review. Then we'll hit Monday with trying to get that 90%. I don't know how many days it's going to take, really, but we'll see. So starting next week, we should be able to at least get this study section done. Now we're just focusing on getting these exams practices, which is good. That's what we want. We want, you know, a good solid few days of just exams, practice exams. You just want to brute force those. And then the Cert Master practice modules will be very helpful. So I kind of want to get this first one done earlier in the week, so that way I can take the next one and then have a full day, Wednesday, of practice modules. Thursday, see if I can hit that 90%. If I do, boom, I can schedule the exam already for the next day, Friday, and then continue doing these practice and reviewing notes. Subnetting is going to kill me. I need a whole day to review subnetting. I don't remember at all how to do that. That's why that's why in theory it kind of sounds nice, but it's going to take me multiple days, I think, for some of these, which is going to hit me past the Friday mark. But that's okay. I think we'll still be looking good. I think I'll be close to passing. All right, I'm just going to dive into it. Just read all this. Okay, that's what I'm doing. All right, time to lock in. Get some water and lock in. Oh, dude, I really don't want to do this. It feels like a mountain is in front of me, and I really don't want to cross this mountain. But you just have to do it. You just have to start. You just have to start. That's like, honestly, ironically, that's the hardest part. Is not doing it, it's getting yourself to start doing it. Like, I just, like, all this, I don't want to do all of this. Like, I just want to get to the point where I can pass the exam, but I don't want to do the work to do it. Wow. Unreal. And you can spend about 5 minutes feeling like that before you have to just shut up and do it, which is what I'm gonna do right now. But I'm just documenting this so I can look back and see how badly I didn't want to do it, yet I still did it. So that way, in a couple weeks from now, I could look back and be like, I really didn't want to do it, but I did it and I passed and I went through it. And yeah, I don't know, but that would probably be a good thing. So, okay. Wait, I just thought of something. Hold on. Wait, it would make sense to have what to focus on from here. Oh, but this is not necessarily oh no, it wouldn't work though. it wouldn't work because this uses multiple different. It's not by each of these. Yeah, never mind. Okay, that's a useless idea. Never mind. It would be good, but that's not okay. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. I want to change to reader mode. That's gonna be so beneficial. I have to change. How do I change the I had a shortcut and I think I got rid of it. Hold on. Let me just permanently set the default to reader mode while I study. Reader. Toggle reader view. Okay, that toggles reader view default. I want it to toggle the default. Because I have to do that on each page, which makes it stupid. Why? I don't know why it doesn't. For new tab. Oh. Hold on. So for new tab. So this is reader view. If I click, it stays reader view. Okay, but new tab goes straight to edit. Anyway, add alias. Add cursor above, add cursor below. Yo. What is even in the command palette? Wait, what does this do? Oh, that's awesome. Hold on, this is gonna, I'm just gonna review some of this stuff to really be mouseless here. So you can go back and forward with just that. That's pretty good. Navigate forward and back. That's very good to know. I wanted to, actually I just wanted to figure out what this was. Okay, I think I'm still gonna do that because I'm inevitably gonna add a new tab or open a new tab. I think, yeah. So I'm gonna do default. Okay, this toggle. This should be just the same as that, but this. Yeah, just add an extra button. So that makes sense, okay. So now the default is reading view. Okay. Wait, I can do forward and back with this. Oh, okay. I don't even need to use my keyboard at all. Okay. Yep. That's what I'm gonna do. 2%? Dang. 2%? Would you get like 3 points? Dang, that's tough. I'm just reading through basically all my notes right now just to get a general refresher. And then I'm doing, well, that's probably gonna take me all day. Or like until the rest of the day. And then what? And then, yeah, so that's probably gonna be all day today. Or at least the rest of the day today. Then tomorrow I'm gonna be doing practice exams. Well, I kind of already went through the beginning, my study plan for the exam. I kind of put together a little plan checklist and what I'm going to be doing each day. I already did that at the beginning of the stream, so now I'm just doing it. But or 3% for 4 hours. Oh, you mean it was 2% of your grade. I thought you meant like you got 2% on it. I was like, dang, dude, that's not very good. That's like, you didn't get anything right. Oh, I did a ton of labs. I did like, what, 30, 40 labs? Something like that. There were a lot of labs. How many sections? There's 14 sections. And there's at least 5, 6, probably 10 labs in each section. So I probably did 100+ labs. I can count all of them. I don't know. It was 100+ labs. I mean, they were like, a lot of the labs were like very, like, configure a couple settings on this switch and then done. While other ones were like an hour long. So, I mean, that's, I don't know how important the labs were, to be honest, because I don't know if the Network Plus has like labs. Like, I know it has PBQs, but I don't know to what extent it's going to be like a lab on those PBQs. Like, I know there's some drag and drops, and maybe like a PBQ will be like how to set up, I don't know, wiring in a building, or where to place access points maybe, or I don't know what the PBQs might look like. Yeah, there's Cert Master Labs basically. I mean, CompTIA bought this company called Test Out, and I think the program I did was the Test Out program that's now rebranded under CompTIA. That's what my guess is. Because CompTIA has a they have Cert Master Learn, which I know is CompTIA's thing. But this that I did is called Cert Master Perform. and it's very similar to the entire structure of CertMaster Learn. So my opinion is, like, my guess is that they didn't just redo the same thing that they already had. That would make no sense. So I think it comes from their acquisition of TestOut, and then they just rebranded it as CompTIA Perform, and that's what I did. And I don't know whether there were already labs in there from TestOut or if CompTIA added more stuff into it. I know CompTIA probably added a couple videos. They added some stuff, but yeah. So, but I know it's the TestOut program. I don't know how much they changed it or added it. I know they did some, but whatever it is, that's the TestOut program. So I don't know which one I like better, the Learn or the TestOut. They're both very similar. But I'm comparing against two different certifications, the A+ versus Network Plus. I'm not comparing apples to apples, like Network Plus to Network Plus for both of them. So, but they're very similar. I think I know the Network Plus one just has a ton more labs. I don't know how. They take a lot of time, and I don't know if they're needed. But also, I don't know if the Network Plus in general just needs labs, whereas the A+ didn't. But the A+ had some labs. I like the A+ labs. They were pretty good. Yeah, I just got a haircut earlier today around lunchtime. So, but anyway, I'm gonna keep reading. But yeah, now it's on the grind. It feels like I got this mountain of information to study and try to memorize for this exam, and I just don't want to. I really don't want to go through all of that, but I have to. So I just gotta brute force my way through everything until I memorize it all. So that's what I'm doing. All right, good luck. I should really increase these breaks. If I'm gonna do 90 minutes, I feel like I should have at least a 15-minute break between each. 5 minutes is like, if I'm gonna do 30, 60 minutes, maybe 5 minutes between each. But if I'm doing 90 minutes of a session, I should have a break of 15 minutes each. I feel like I want to edit this. I want to change this up a little bit. So I've got a session length of 90 minutes. 5 minutes I feel is kind of useless. And also having two different kinds is also a little bit useless. Because by the time I do this, I'm usually going to take a break for eating, which gives me like an hour break. So I don't even think I need a long break. Disable long breaks? Disable short and long breaks. I definitely want to change it up. Because I don't think this is up. And in fact, I could shorten the 90 minutes. I don't really want to. Maybe I do something like 60 minutes and then a 10-minute break. How would that work out? What if I do 90 minutes and a 10-minute break? And no long breaks. I feel like the long breaks just don't need it. Short breaks, 15 minutes. So that way every break, that way there's no real difference between how many sessions. Yeah, and that'll just get rid of the sessions. Because I really don't use that, I've noticed. Like, I kind of use, it just is, I don't use it. Like, I was using it, but I don't need it for anything. I don't leverage it. I don't utilize it for anything. It's kind of just there. In fact, it actually causes more problems. Kind of like this better. Because when you have the maximized ultradian cycle sessions, 15-minute break is good. Okay, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna disable long breaks because eating is basically gonna be the long break. And that way I don't have the counter. I don't need it. And that way it's just skip or restart. Show timer widgets, what is that? Oh, that's this thing. I don't need that. And also, let me do this. What is it called? Focus? Let me just go to health, sleep, recipes, this. Dang, these are pretty good notes. Anyway, I'm gonna try this out, but I want to refresh myself on the ultradian cycle research for focus. I know the maximum length is 90 minutes. Ultradian cycle 60 to 90 minutes, but 90 is the maximum you can really focus biologically. But I don't quite remember what the break time between that is. I remember saying I think it was not that long. Like, could be anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes. I just don't know if it's more so the 15-minute side, or you need a minimum, you're good enough with 5. I think 15 minutes is better. Also, because I want to kind of read on my breaks. I want to start like slipping in some reading, really maximize my reading here. Keep this on my desk so that way I can, grind, and then on my break, just open up the book and kind of focus away from something instead of like opening up YouTube that's going to distract me. I could just open up the book. Anyway, starting the next session, which I probably won't finish. Am I gonna have to know this? Because I remember... That's annoying, if I'm gonna have to know that. Oops. What the heck am I doing? Yeah, this is what I want. Do I have to know that? Transmission media. Single mode versus multi-mode fiber. But do I have to know this level of detail? Probably. Jeez. So there's two types, single mode fiber, multi-mode fiber. Multi-mode fiber is categorized by the optical mode designations OM1, OM2, OM3, OM4. Uses different cabling types for different transmission rates, okay? Multi-mode fiber. Doesn't really say what it is. OM1 is multi-mode fiber. Oh, okay, this is with OS1 and OS2. I'm not reading this all today, that's for sure. There's way too much. This is taking forever. I still don't know what the difference is. It doesn't even say anything about this. Looks like multi-mode is slower generally. Although multi-mode can use for 10G base SR. 850 NM. 850 NM. 850, but then this one is 1300 NM. I don't know what I need to know about that stuff, but I'm not gonna remember that. That's why the practice exams are so good, because you can just take the practice question and you'll know what you need to know. Like that question will usually be, take a few of them, get a handful on that specific thing, get 3 questions, 3 different questions, and just know those things, and you'll be good. That's why the practice questions are so important to do. So maybe I should just not really worry too much about how I'm going through this. Let's see. Oh, I did all these, okay. Yeah, there's still a lot here. And this is just, that's just this. There's still all that. All right, copper cables and connectors, unshielded twisted pair. Oh, here I have a whole page on it. What? Oh, that needs to be linked. These should be combined, actually. Maybe just take this whole thing and put it under fiber Ethernet standards. I don't want to spend too much time really editing those notes. I just want to read. Dang, that took a long time. I'm only done with these two. I still got all this left, bro. I mean, still a lot of time, but like, I really didn't even do much. It's only 3 hours, 34 minutes. What, I've only been reading about a session? I guess it's not that much. Still, I don't know, it's kind of a grind, bro. Okay, I'm gonna take a break now to eat.